Welcome to BDSM, bloody, dreadful, shite, movies.
This is Chris.
Hello there.
And some people say he has questionable taste in movies, so he's on a mission to find out if that's true, by seeing if he can find any pleasure by watching the most painfully bad movies he can find. He'll be scoring each movie based on 5 categories. 1. Did he find it entertaining in any way? 2. Did it have a good story idea? 3. Was it boring? 4. Will he ever watch it again? 5. Would he recommend anyone else to watch it?
Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Breathe easy. Hello and welcome back to the BDSM Cinematic Dungeon. I hope you're all well. So before I begin and subject myself to this week's cinematic treat, I think it's time for another quickie.
One of those quickie things.
Are you a fan of The Mighty Bush and the surreal? Then the movie Bunny and the Bull may be for you.
A young shut-in takes an imaginary road trip inside his apartment, based on mementos and memories of a European trek from years before.
It stars Edward Hogg, Simon Thurmby, Richard Ayoade, Julian Barrett, and Noel Fielding. It's advertised as With Null and I for the mentally ill, and is set in one location, a flat in Nottingham. Basically, it's a surreal road movie, with live actors filmed against a 70s Paddington Bear animated backdrop. Really does work well, making Benny and the Bull visually unique, funny, and has a surprisingly touching story. So, let's get down to the featured presentation. So this week's movie is 1991 so-called comedy Nothing But Trouble. It has a rating of 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb and has a runtime of 1 hour 34 minutes. It has an all-star cast: Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Demi Moore, Daniel Baldwin, and Peter Aykroyd. It's written and directed by Dan Aykroyd, and apparently is based on experience that Dan had.
In 1978, he was pulled over for speeding in a rural town. The police officer took him to the local justice of the peace in the middle of the night for a trial.
The plot, according to IMDb, is...
A businessman and his friends are captured by a sadistic judge and his equally odd family in a bizarre mansion in the backwoods.
Hey, that truly doesn't tell me a lot. And it has mixed reviews at best.
So bad it's not even interesting. I agree with the consensus. Burn the negatives. This is right up there with Giggly as one of the absolute worst films ever made. I can hang with something like Weekend at Bernie's, which knows how dumb it is. But this... My God, I felt like I had just bathed in manure after watching it on HBO the other night. It made me feel icky and embarrassed and resentful all at once. I'm just amazed that, despite the clout of then-stars Aykroyd, Chase, and Candy, this POS was ever greenlit in the first place. It's an absolute train wreck. Nothing about it works. And again, other movies are actually humorous and a bit charming even, because they are so flawed. Silent Night, Deadly Night comes to mind, and Weekend at Bernie's too, but not this. This fails in every way imaginable.
That really doesn't seem fair. Weekend at Bernie's may not be the greatest film, but at least it's funny.
Possibly the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm not one to criticize movies much. I like to give all movies a chance and like to look for the good in all of them. But really, this has got to be the worst movie I've ever seen. Honestly, the title basically says it all. My father bought this movie because of the actors in it, who were supposed great comedians, and because it was cheap. One word, disappointing. I have never watched such a lame, grotesque, pointless, boring movie. List goes on. Don't waste your time watching this. We didn't even finish it because it was so horrible, and I think we ended up throwing the DVD away. My rating, 0 of 10. If that's even possible. Tilda Ange Dore.
Ange, you are not selling it to me. I wonder if the 10 out of 10 reviews will help me.
I'm the 47 reviewer that gave this a 10 and proud of it. Despite how much Nothing But Trouble bombed, I absolutely love it. Dan Aykroyd made such a fun, mindless, odd experience that has so much style, great music and fun scenes. A lot of people don't like the writing, even Chevy Chase regretted being part of it, which is unfortunate because to me it's a timeless classic with perfect dialogue. I love all the wacky scenes around the judge's house. It's all so entertaining, even with all the bizarre stuff that occurs. It's worth it.
I do not trust this review at all. Wonder what else Unique Particle has reviewed. What the hell? He gave Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Crystal Skull 9 out of 10. And titled the review for it, I've never understood the hate of this one. It's damn enjoyable and more colourful. What, more colourful than diarrhea? Right, let's grab some popcorn and get this over with, shall we?
Chevy Chase.
Hey, you just passed the Garden State Parkway South.
Don't worry, I'll get you there.
Demi Moore.
Oh, no, cop. Driver, step outside the car, please.
John Candy.
Redham? Yeah, that's nice, thanks. The lower back, please. I got an itch right up in there. It's good, thank you. Not today, sir. This may be Valkenvania, but it is still America. And wouldn't mind, would you just write a ticket here, or we could settle it some other way, perhaps?
That's not the way things work around here.
What is this place?
Revolving District Court for the Village and Shire of Valkenvania is now in order. The Honorable Reeve Alvin Vulcanizer presides.
Dan Aykroyd.
Put out that dog rocket!
Nothing but trouble.
So sorry.
Hey, you know, you and I ought to spend a little more time together.
I'd like that.
I wouldn't.
Wow. That is one hell of an odd movie. And I can definitely see why the studios only let Dan Aykroyd direct one movie. Because it looks like he added every idea he's ever had. And then added the kitchen sink as well. Nothing But Trouble feels like someone was trying to emulate the style of the TV show The Young Ones and added a pinch of the comic strip Presents. And just like the TV show The Young Ones, Nothing But Trouble had a band show up and start performing partway through.
Where's that music coming from?
Right, let's get straight down to this one, shall we? Let's see if Nothing But Trouble is a cinematic kink or a cinematic stink. 1. Did I find it entertaining in any way? Right, this is a hard one.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I can't say I enjoyed it, but I didn't hate it. I think it's because I'm a fan of some fairly odd movies, you know, like John Malkovich, Danny Darko, City of the Lost Children, and films like that. I like to just say, Nothing But Trouble is nothing like those movies I just mentioned. I'm just mentioning it because I like odd films. Sorry for the ASMR. So, does Nothing But Trouble deserve a point? I'm going to say yes, because it has some entertaining moments.
Spare me your pity.
2. Did it have a good story idea?
A financier agrees to take a lawyer to her business meeting. On the way, they run a stop sign in a small town in the middle of nowhere and are arrested. But the courthouse and the prison are a maze of zany booby traps and deadly contraptions. The antics of the captured couple as they try to escape from the mad judge and his bizarre family make up the rest of this unusual film.
I'm going to say yes, but with a caveat. And that's down to the silly part of this whole story, the plot contrivance. Demi Moore meets Chevy Chase for the first time in a lift, and she asks him if she can borrow a car, borrow his car. And then he decides, for some bizarre reason, to drive her to wherever she's going. And then it's just a load of odd situations stuck together with gaffer tape to make up the plot. But I think if someone like John Landis had directed this, it would have been a lot better. So, it's going to get a point. 3. Was it boring? Surprisingly no.
I mean, we're literally watching paint dry.
I think the oddness of this kept me going. I just wanted to see what was going to happen next, see what other shit it's fisted inside this movie. So, I'm going to give it a point. 4. Will I ever watch it again? I'm going to say no. It's one of those films, you watch it, forget about it. That's it. There's no sort of redeeming feature. You're not going to sit there one rainy day and think, oh, what shall I watch? I know. I'll watch a good Dan Aykroyd movie. I know, let's get Nothing But Trouble out. Nah. You just watch it, forget it. That's it. It's over. So it doesn't get a point. 5. Would I recommend anybody else to watch it? I'd say watch it if you want to. I'm not going to recommend it. It's not great. It's not that funny. It's got some entertaining scenes and so on, but if that's your bag, then I'd say watch it. So, it doesn't get a point. So, with a score of 3 out of 5, Nothing But Trouble is in the cinematic pink.
That penis is pink!
All in all, it's just a bloated mess of a movie, filled with scenes that should have been left on the cutting room floor. It could have been great if it had a good script polish. So, what shall I watch next time? I've been on a journey to find films I've never heard of, never seen, never heard anyone talk about or anything. And I found one. It's a film from 1982. It has a rating of 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It has a bizarre cast of Jerry Lewis, Marty Feldman, Mr. Miyagi, and lots of other people, which I've seen, but not, I don't really know their names. It is called Slapstick of Another Kind. It's billed as a comedy fantasy sci-fi. A rich, beautiful couple give birth to a deformed... a rich, beautiful couple give birth to a divorce... Oh, fuck's sake. You can see why I never read these fuckers out, can't you? A rich, beautiful couple give birth to deformed alien twins who... What? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Right, let's try this fucker again, shall we? A rich, beautiful couple give birth to deformed twins. When their heads are together, they are the smartest people on the planet. This sounds fucking awful, and I'm going to subject myself to it. All 1 hour and 22 minutes of it. It's one of those, I picked it out of the air. I just typed in really shit movies, and I have to say, I've never ever fucking heard of this. Let's see who wrote this bag of old poop. Let's see if it's a bag of old poop. I might like it, you never know. It's written by somebody called Stephen Paul. What other classics has he written? Oh shit. He produced Super Baby Geniuses 2, Ghost in the Shell, the Tekken movie. Oh, it was the producer on Doomsday. I quite like Doomsday. Scottish Mad Max. But what else has he written? Let's have a look. V for Vengeance, which looks like V for Vendetta ripoff. Baby Genius, the TV show. Fucking hell. Baby Geniuses in Space? Fuck's sake. Baby Geniuses Treasure of Egypt. What the fuck is this man on? Oh, God. Why do I do this to myself? See you next time.
If you would like to join Chris on his painful mission, then come and join the BDSM Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/BDS movies. Or you can contact the BDSM Dungeon by email bdsmpodmovie@gmail.com.
Free bagels.
If you want to force Chris into watching movie 43, you can donate at buymeacoffee.com/bloodydreadful. That's buymeacoffee.com/